to get in on the discussion is 804-726-3430. Ain't No Half Steppin' Marcus J. To find us on Facebook, just search Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. If you want to get in on the show, feel free to call us up. We are on Twitter. You can find us No Half Steppin'. That's NOHLFSTPPIN. No Half Steppin' on Twitter. And we about to do big things in the show. We got a great show lined up for you.
Hey, dog, don't forget your YouTube.
Oh, we on YouTube as well. We got doing podcasts. Last week was the first week that we recorded the show, so we got some podcasts that you can find on the Facebook page that'll link you directly to YouTube. We do have a great show tonight. We're going to get into here in the first segment. We're going to talk about the division games that we had this past week. We had some good big victories. A lot of teams are happy. People in San Francisco, people in New England, people in Baltimore, and people in the New York, New Jersey tri-state area are very happy people. We got a San Francisco 49ers fan that's going to come on with us tonight. It's going to get into it with Marcus J. about the big game coming up this weekend. In the second hour, before the second hour, can't forget your man K-Dub, your man and my man K-Dub is going to come in. He's going to talk to us about the NBA. But then in the second hour, Carlton Banks is going to lead us in his segment called What Do You Think? And he's got some serious issues that he's going to want to get into in that segment. So you don't want to miss that. So to start the show, I'm going to get into the greetings like we always do. And, of course, I'm going to start with my big pal, my big homie, my big man, Big Rule. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Everything's lovely.
So how has things been in the world of Big Rube since the last time we had a chance to sit down and kick it?
Well, last week I remember us talking about the big shift in Big Rube that's going to happen soon physically. And we talked about a little detoxing.
Oh, I was about to ask.
Wow.
We haven't started that yet.
That's the next question.
We're going to start that later, but we're going to start that soon. But the big thing, I decided to evolutionize myself and to start in the evolution of the new Big Rube. I shaved my head on Thursday. Kojak going on. It's beautiful.
I thought you lost a bet to K-Dub.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought he lost a bet to K-Dub too.
Nah.
I ain't gonna front because when he walked in, Carl, I was looking at him like, yo, Big Rube is something. Hey, it's something different about you right now, man. I couldn't put my finger on it now that you told us you shaved your head.
Yeah.
Did you lose it for real?
You got his eyebrows on.
I didn't lose it. Nah, you know what the eyebrows, man. Hold on, player. Hold on. All I did was shave the hair.
You shaved the hair.
Because, in order to make sure that you keep up with an evolution that you have for yourself, you have to be able to see the evolution in the mirror. And so a constant reminder of me that I need to stay on my grind to get what I need to get done.
Okay.
And every couple of days I get in the shower and I shave it, and I'm going to keep it until I get to where I want to be. Because it's just something you got to do. And if you want something hard enough, you got to work hard for it.
I see. I'm going to make fun of you real quick.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm about to because, like, Carlton, you can see where he shaved it and it's a little bit lighter on the top of his head.
Hold on. I mean, for those people, for those people who don't know Big Rube and ain't seen Big Rube's on the lighter side of the river. However, Big Rube is still
he barely passed the
African American
test.
I love being black, and we don't really talk about that. But I'm real brown.
Yeah, for those people that know their history, trust me, Big Rube is barely passing the brown paper bag.
Oh,
test.
come on, man! Come on, man! I'm a light shade of brown, man. I mean, I'm still good though.
Is Carmel good word?
Carmel, that sounds kind of
beige.
Nah, I like light brown. How about light brown? Light brown sounds good.
Honey mixed with
hold on. Hey, look, don't be hating. Because you can't be like Big Rube. I'm saying.
The old way lovers in the house.
Look like one of the barges up in here.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully eventually we're gonna have some before and after pictures with Big Rube on the Facebook, because I'm gonna put it out there like that.
That's what's up.
Man. But other than that, watch a little football this weekend.
I think Corey can do some slimming on you on Photoshop.
I mean, I don't need Photoshop soon.
Corey
can be beautiful.
Corey can take care of it. I mean, he takes all the pictures for, Ain't No Half Steppin' Marcus J, just like he took pictures for the Green Room with Jay Grizzy Green.
Most definitely.
And he's got a great business going.
Yeah.
He's taking pictures for me.
Oh,
He's done a great job. That's your boy, Carl. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what Corey does?
Oh, Corey can do anything, but we just gonna get in intros. I'll just comment on what he can do for Ruben and the weight loss, make it a little bit faster.
Nah, I don't need
get him to that end goal.
I don't need to
real
get
quick.
the airbrush or nothing like that.
No.
I'm proud. Just because I need to lose a couple lbs, that don't mean
Hey,
I
dog,
still
I'm
don't
right there
love
with you.
me
I'm right
for
there
who
with
I
you.
am. You know what I'm saying?
I'm right there with you.
Oh yeah, but aside from that, watched a little bit of football that we'll get into a little later. It was beautiful to see my LA Lakers do work last night.
Yeah.
My boy Derek
Fakers.
Fisher came through like he always does.
I'm pretty sure that you and K-Dub are going to have a whole lot to say about the
You know.
Lakers when we get to the NBA
Oh, most definitely.
segment later on in the show. Did you do anything this weekend other than, watch some sports? Did you just kick it?
Man, I went out, for a little bit of, drinks and whatnot. But other than that, it was chill this weekend. Work and chill.
That's what's up, Carlton Banks.
Yes,
Carlton
sir.
Banks, how
Yes,
was your
sir.
weekend, man?
My weekend was great, man. It started off Saturday. Had to go to a little 7-year-old birthday party.
Oh, that's just awesome. Was it at Chuck E. Cheese?
No, though, it was a bowling alley.
That's even better because then you could be a grown-up. At Chuck E. Cheese, it's hard to be a
It's
grown-up.
hard to be a grown up. Chuck E. Cheese, you ain't got nothing to do.
Nah,
you just sit
you
there
just
and look.
standing there holding
You're like,
shoes.
What are
You
gonna
holding
do?
shoes, Big Rube?
Yeah, for real.
That's all you doing at
That's all
Chuck E.
you doing.
Cheese.
you can't go play on the video
Hold
game.
on.
Hey,
You might be holding shoes.
oh,
I'm hitting the little
You want to
thing
get jumping
popping
the
up.
ball
Oh, the
player
little
pit?
alligator
Yeah,
joint?
that's right. hitting it.
That's what's up. But Big Rube
Working
ain't
that right
climbing
on.
up. He
Working
not
that right
climbing
on.
up
You know you got a
in
lot of practice with that right hand.
Yeah, see,
Come on now.
Don't do
I ain't
that.
trying to bust the kid's stuff up. You know what I'm saying?
Carl, don't do that.
I mean, I might not be
I'm
fit through, but
with you.
that'd be kind of messed up.
So tell me about this party, Carl. How'd it go, man?
Man, it went great,
Was
man.
it one of Lil Man's homies?
Yeah, one of his classmates. He it was good to see him bowl. Of course, they had the bumpers up,
Right.
but my man broke 100 on the bumpers.
Lil Man broke
He
100.
broke 100 with the bumpers up, so that was a good feeling for him.
That's what's up.
And then he beat. Look, out of the 3 matches, he won 2 of them.
I barely break 100 with the bars down.
You sound like my other half.
I'm just not a great bowler. I'm one of those dudes that when I'm bowling,
Right.
I look good bowling all the way up to the point where
Of
I got to
releasing the
release the ball. You know what I mean? Like I got swag, Big Rube. I hold the ball in my hand. You know what I mean?
Like you know something?
Like I know something. You know what I mean? I got the serious face.
You
I'm
got the
walking
little
up to the
twitch.
line. I got the little twitch. You know what I'm saying? I look over at the honeys. I'm like, how you doing, baby? You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
chilling.
Yeah.
Right.
But then
Gutter.
Carlton, when I bring the ball back, I'm still looking good.
Right.
All the way when the ball goes past my hip, and when I let it go, immediately it goes to the right.
You know what? We need to do that as a family outing one day.
We need to.
We need to, Doug. For
We
real.
need to.
For real.
Invite all our friends.
We need to take Miss Banks and Miss J and Miss Big Rube and have like a bowling night.
Bowling night. That's right.
That's what's
That'd
up,
be
man.
hot.
And,
You know,
'cause
bowling
my-
house they serve a little sippy sip.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
that might make me do a little bit better.
May make you do
Or
better.
whatnot. So, Carlton, did you do anything else this weekend you want to share with the listeners?
Let's see. What else did I do? I did something else. Oh man, I saw something funny last night. If Better White may not be your role.
Oh my God!
I saw that
Was
too.
the
Oh,
funniest
that was
show?
so funny.
Yo, I saw the first hour. They were killing it.
Carl,
It's-
tell us.
Dope.
Tell us about the show, and then we get into it.
Oh yeah,
Oh
please.
my God!
I forgot
White
about that.
To be a 90-year-old woman is hilarious.
Yo, was that the
dude.
funniest show on
Dude.
television, yo?
I about cracked up.
Did you
I
see-
could not breathe when they were doing password or something, and the word was bull, and then she was supposed to give you the next word.
Yo, did you see the old lady that walked up to the 2 young guys, asked for directions, and then fussed at him for looking at her breast? She cussed him out.
Oh, that
Oh,
must
you
be the
must be
second
talking
half.
the second half. The second half.
I watched from 9:30 to 10.
Yeah, you missed the.
The
you missed the
beginning
8
was
to
a
9:30.
beast.
Oh, so I missed the good part?
Oh,
my God.
yes, they were roasting her.
The dude from Chuck got up there. You see, nobody knows the dude from Chuck.
Yeah, I
Right.
watched Chuck.
You know, but if you watch Chuck, the dude from Chuck, his name is something. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, something.
Zach Lee. I don't know what his name is. But he got up there, had a little faux hawk and whatever. And he got up there and was like, he proposed to Betty White.
Oh,
Yo, he went to her, got on his knees, proposed to it, broke out what's that thing called? A prenup that already been done.
for Betty White.
Yeah, talking about, We can sign this later, whatever. You have to make it serious right now. And he kissed her for like 15 seconds, dog.
He kissed Betty
straight.
White.
And then he was like, I kissed Betty White.
Did he throw up in his mouth?
Nah, man. I mean,
Hugh Jackman said he got tongue kissed down too by her.
Yo,
I tell you one of the funniest ones that I saw, and they had a ton of skits, but one of the funniest ones was a young guy sitting in the airport, and it was an old lady that came and sat next to him, and she just started running off at the mouth and saying all kinds of stuff to him. And all of a sudden, she starts telling him that she wanted to join the Mile High Club with him. And he had this look on his face, like, seriously? And she's, like, getting into the detail about what she want to do with him. And she was like, I'm about to go get us some drinks. You sit right here. I'll be right back.
Right.
And he had this look on his face like, I'm not trying to go into the Mile High Club with this one right here. It was a great show. If anybody, listeners, have a chance to listen to it, I certainly recommend it. My buddies here, Big Room, Colin Banks recommended.
Oh, yeah,
if you ever like Betty White from Mary Tyler Moore, The Golden Girls, or just from seeing her over the years, this show is very, very,
she has
very
done
funny.
a ton of things.
Yeah, she's
she's
90 years old.
I didn't realize she was on Tonight Show.
Dude, that was hilarious.
I just want to know, has she ever been young?
Yeah,
Like, was she like born?
She was like,
was she like ever
remotely
2 years old?
fine back in the
she was
day.
cute.
Was she 2 years old? Like, or did she like get born 70?
I mean,
I don't know about
I don't
that.
know all that, but I'll tell you like this:
I've never seen her younger than like 70.
I've seen her on Mary Tyler Moore.
She was like 70 then.
Nah, she won't.
Okay, 50.
Nah, she was like 30.
Really?
Like even on Mama's Family, she was like 50.
She was on Mama's Family.
You ain't know she was on? Yeah.
With
Yeah,
Vicki Lawrence and them?
they had the whole Mama Family crew up in there,
with Vicki
man.
Lawrence.
Yeah, you would have
And
thought Vicki
Carol
Lawrence was like
Burnett.
90.
I know, right?
Man, so I tell you, man, that's a great show. So let me tell you how my weekend was, fellas. Saturday was a good day for me. Saturday, not Sunday. Saturday was a good day for me, Mama J. Hope she's listening. Love you, Mama. She studied and passed her test to become a purple belt in Taekwondo.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, and she coming up on her 1 year anniversary taking Taekwondo. I guess in the next couple of weeks. So sometime late January, she's got her first year anniversary taking Taekwondo. So me and Mrs. J are very, very proud of her and glad that she's doing it and hope that she continues. I want to give a special shout out to someone that's very, very, very important to me, very personal to me. My father, WCJ Jr., and my big brother, WCJ3. They had a great weekend this weekend. I wish that I could have been there and celebrated with them. I won't get into details about what went on with them, but they had a great weekend. Many congratulations to Junior and the third. I wish that I had been there. I love you guys, and I appreciate everything that y'all do, and I'm sure anybody who is listening who is able to partake in the celebration can certainly speak for me and tell you certainly congratulations. So thank you so much for everything that you do in the community, and thank you guys both for being big role models to me, Marcus J. So I'll leave it there. From here, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about Sunday, Big Road. Sunday, we had 4 games. Well, Saturday and Sunday, between the 2 days, we had 4 games. We had the division games. We're going to start with Saturday, and then we'll go into Sunday, and we'll talk a little bit about those games, starting with, by most accounts, the best game probably of the playoffs this year. I don't know if we're going to see a better game than the New Orleans Saints going into San Francisco playing the San Francisco 49ers. Which one of you two guys want to jump on this one first? Carl, you want this one?
It was a great game. I did not expect that type of game out of San Fran, honestly. They put up 34 points.
36.
It was 36?
Yeah, 36,
Okay,
sir.
36 points.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow, they held Frank Gore. You got Alex Smith as quarterback. I mean, when you think about the maturity level of Alex Smith, you don't expect San Fran to be anywhere
No.
in the playoffs.
No.
Anywhere.
No. He came out the year after Eli, if I'm not mistaken. He was the number 1 pick in 05.
Yep.
And in the last, several years since then, I can't say that he's done a whole lot that would make you think that he would become, I don't know if I would say great quarterback. I mean, he'd be a good quarterback, but I didn't know that you would say, Big Rube, that he would be a great quarterback. I mean, just watching how that game went, you can argue that he had a a great game and made himself, someone that you would look at in future seasons as someone to keep an eye on. We got Corey on the line in ATL. Corey, you want to get in on this 49ers thing? Corey, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Corey, what's up, man? You want to get in on this 49ers thing?
Oh, yes. Thank you guys for having me here. This is a diehard 49er fan here.
I tell you what, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep you on the line, and we're gonna have you break down some of these games. That those people who are with us on Facebook, you saw that friend of ours, Corey Turner. He's a 49er fan, and later on in this segment. In the next segment, actually, Corey and I are going to kind of go back and forth on the 49ers versus the Giants. But I'm glad we have him now. I might give him an opportunity to kind of break down his game against the Saints. Corey, tell me what you saw in your game against the Saints. Tell me why the 49ers won this game in your estimation.
Well, what I feel is, though, we set the momentum of the game early on with our defense. We got a lot of young players out there who they're speedy, they hit hard. They also wrap up in tackles. We don't miss a lot of tackles. Defense know how to set the momentum, and they know how to make the big plays when it counts.
Do you tell me about Alex Smith? What do you think about Alex Smith? I know it's your quarterback. Break him down, not as a 49ers fan, but as a football fan.
As a football fan, like Smith has improved greatly. I mean, over the past 7 years, Alex has, in fairness to Alex, he's been under several head coaches, offensive coordinators. Alex really didn't get a chance to prove himself. I was Alex's worst critic.
Okay.
But Alex has stepped up. He's shown that he's not just a game manager. He also can win a game.
Okay.
He can make the big plays. Alex is going to be a problem.
I agree.
You think so?
Do you think he'll get a big contract after this season? I mean, he already signed one. He signed one during the middle of the season, didn't he?
Yeah, he signed the contract at the beginning. He actually got a contract before Frank Gore. He got, if I'm not mistaken, he got like $5 million.
Right.
He's due. He's due for it. This was his this was his showing year right here. He had to prove. Harbaugh actually brought the best out of him.
Yeah,
let me ask you this, Corey. As I'm watching this game, and I looked at the final drive, basically the drive that won the game for the 49ers. I think that most people would have thought that they would have slowed it down and maybe kicked a field goal instead of going for a very, very risky pass. I can't remember how many yards it was, but I know it was a touchdown pass right on the front end of the end zone. I mean, it's barely in there. As you're watching that unfold, tell me what you're feeling.
Honestly, man, I was in a sports bar, man, with about 250 Saints fans, and it was maybe 25 of 49er fans.
And just in the interest of full disclosure, you in the ATL, so I'm guessing that there's more Saints fans than 49ers fans. And 49ers fans, with all due respect to them, they're not the most obnoxious people like the New Orleans fans and like some of these Dallas fans are. So you were probably in there keeping your cool while they was in there wilding out.
I had to keep my cool, but I was talking much trash as they were.
Yeah.
They had the drums, they had the horns going on.
Wow.
They had the marching band, they had everything going on.
They got a marching band in a sports bar?
Alex, what he did with that drive, man, honestly, I sat there. After he scored, they scored again, and they left that minute and 14 on the clock. I have faith in Alex because he's been showing me, like, for the past 5 weeks that he's been improving. He's been stepping up. He marched down. He used his weapon. He used the weapon he was supposed to use, Vernon Davis. And if you look at Alex, if you look at the way he's been passing the ball, everything has been accurate. Yeah. And he drilled that ball in a little window.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he went 24 for 42. He almost had 300 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. So it's hard to argue with you. Listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get into the next 3 games. We're going to come back to you in the next segment, and we're going to have you break down the 49ers versus the New York Football Giants in the next segment with Marcus J., Big Rube, and Carlton Banks. So stay by your phone, and we're going to call you back in the next segment. Is that cool with you?
That's great. I'm ready.
All right, we're going to call you back. Stay by your phone. Thanks, Corey.
All right.
Big Rube, Broncos, New England Patriots.
Before we get to that, I gotta say something about this 49ers game, because two things. One, is it me or did Davis just become a beast?
Dude, I don't know about you.
Vernon Davis became a
I don't know about
beast.
you, but they have documented this. Fox did it great. First it said there was the catch with I can't think of his name.
Joe Montana
Clark.
Then with T.O.
T.O. won.
Exactly.
And then it's Alex to Vernon Davis.
And it was so dramatical about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was crazy because when I saw that pass, first thing I thought about was T.O. Jeff Garcia. That's the first thing.
Garcia. What did I say?
T.O. Jeff Garcia in the playoff. It was about 10, 15 years ago when T.O. was like a second-year player. First thing T.O. does, he goes to head coach, hugs him, starts crying. Same thing Vernon Davis did.
Yeah.
It was real hot. Number two, did anybody expect the bootleg from Alex Smith?
Nah, I mean, hey, Alex Smith had the game of his career.
Oh, most definitely.
He had the game. We got another caller calling in. We got Charles on the line. Charles, what's up, man?
What's going on?
How you doing? Where you calling from?
VA.
Charles from VA. Charles from VA. What you want to get into, bro?
First of all, I want to let Marcus know that them Giants is in real big trouble next year.
You heard me say right, Charles?
So
you know what I'm saying is, and you know what I'm talking about.
No, actually, I have no idea what you're talking about. It sounds like you're talking nonsense.
But hold on, Charles. Where are you from in VA? Because I'm in VA. We in VA right now.
Well, right now I'm in Gainesville. I'm really from Jersey. I'm from North. But I'm doing my thing right now in northern VA, right outside of DC.
All right, thank you.
I think Charles is talking a little bit of nonsense. Why don't you tell me, Charles, why you not talking nonsense?
Listen, Green Bay first of all, Green Bay don't play no defense like the 49ers play defense.
You really think the 49ers?
I agree. Hey, Charles,
hold up, but let me get him on that. Do you really think the 49ers going to score 36 points again?
No. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't expect us to score 36 points in this game.
Okay.
That's not what I was looking for.
Okay.
That hasn't been our thing all season long. We had a couple games where we broke out with some points, but generally, we kicking field goals. Alex Smith,
David Akers.
He's very good moving the ball, short distances. I wasn't expecting any long bounds from him. To be honest, I was not expecting that play. After the Saints scored, I was a little bit upset. And I was right, and I put on Facebook, I was writing Alex Smith all year long. I got 49ers fans and fans. They all talk about Alex Smith. I'm like, listen, he had it rough. 7 different offensive coordinators since he's been here. That's hard for anybody.
Yeah, I mean it is, and I mean that's
different quarterback. Every year he got to learn a new system. That's tough.
That's what everybody keeps saying is a legitimate gripe with Alex Smith. Tell me why the San Francisco 49ers, and we're gonna talk about this a little bit more in the next segment. But since we got you, tell me real quick why the 49ers are going to beat the Giants. Why are the 49ers going to beat the Giants?
Because the pressure that's going to put on Eli, our front line is serious.
Okay.
And then we got serious linebackers who can do two things.
Okay.
They can cover a man coming out the backfield, and they can rush. Our secondary is deep. They all got good hands. They know how to. They're good runners. They can stick with anybody that y'all got coming downfield.
Okay.
Basically, eight players defensively going to the Pro Bowl. That's why.
Hey, Washington won their cornerback, by the way. You know they
was it Carlos Rogers?
Carlos Rogers.
He's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, Washington won him back.
Was he? Carlos Rogers was a good Redskin.
Washington don't know how to use talent, apparently.
Yeah. Well,
because people leave out of Washington, they do good things. A lot of different places.
How you feel about your quarterback, Charles?
I like Alex Smith. Like I said, he upset me a little bit temporarily in that game. Temporarily, but he really redeemed himself. I like Alex Smith. He's very. People don't know Alex Smith can run. As you saw that one little bootleg, but Alex Smith can run. He's athletic. He can run. And he's accurate. Short distances.
Okay.
We throw a lot of. We dump off in the flank a lot, and that's effective because we got Frank Gore. We got Vernon Davis. He's huge. Great hands, huge tight end, can move the ball.
One of the things that we talk about a lot on Ain't No Half Steppin' is we ranking quarterbacks. Where are you ranking him? You don't have to give me a specific number. Just give me a range. Is he top 10, 10 to 20, or 20 or higher?
Wow. we talking top 10 for this season?
We can say the season. I mean, if you want to say over, I mean, generally, I meant the question is overall. But if your point of reference right now is this season, that's fine.
My point of reference, I can't give him overall right now.
Okay.
Because this is his breakout season. What he does after this will because people can say he did this now and then he don't show up and then it was a fluke.
Right.
So I need to see more from him.
Okay. Big Rube wants to ask you a question, Charles. What you got, Big Rube?
Yeah, Charles, this is Big Rube. Got a question for you. How did you feel when you saw Alex Smith run that bootleg to the side for the touchdown? I know you had to be like, what is this fool doing?
Well, no, because like I said, he can run. I've seen him. He can run the ball. So I wasn't. I was on a little bit pins and needles because 6 points for the amount of turnovers that we had, we didn't have a big enough cushion on Drew Brees. So the whole game I was a little bit nervous because I'm like, it's still Drew Brees, it's that Saints offense, and their offense is potent. So everything that was happening, I'm a little on edge, especially towards the end of the game. I'm on my feet. Luckily my wife wasn't here. I wanted to meet.
Were you saying some 4-letter words?
I'm yelling, I'm cussing at the TV.
So you said some bad words. You said some bad words, man.
I did.
That's what's up, Charles.
That's a beautiful thing about being a fan.
Charles, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for listening to the show. I appreciate the banter that we had back and forth. Keep listening. Definitely listen next week because one of the two of us is going to be a very happy man, and the other one of us is not going to be very happy. So definitely listen. Make sure you call us back next week, and we can break it down some more. All right?
I will. And one last thing.
What you got?
The Lakers are great too. You know how I feel about them Lakers.
You know what? You better get that for real.
I like Charles already.
You did that.
I like Charles already.
And I'm gonna just go ahead and hit you with this one last thing because Charles, you know how I do. You repping VA in New Jersey, but you rooting for the California teams.
Stop hating.
I've been that way all my life. Yeah. I've been there. I make it my business. I haven't been to a San Fran game, but I make it my business at least every 2 years to go to LA.
There you go. Hey,
go see some games.
That I can. Hey, because you do that, I can respect you. So I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you for calling the show. Thanks for listening. Call us back next week after the 49ers Giants game. We're gonna talk about it some more. All right.
Y'all be good.
All right, man. Peace.
Did that man say business? Did he say anything about his business? I was just like,
hey,
somebody's got to be that way.
That's Jersey. That's Jersey right now. You gotta love it. All right, we're gonna we got just about a few minutes before we wrap up this segment. Let's go through the other two games because that Saints 49ers game got a whole lot of love from the callers. Corey called in on us. We appreciate that, and so did Charles. They are 49ers fans. You gotta love the 49ers fans. They feel rejuvenated. 49ers haven't done a lot of things in the last decade or more. They've had a resurgence with Harbaugh coming in as their new head coach, and they got that fan base re-energized. I'm happy for that fan base. I don't have no beef with the 49ers fans like I do with the team that plays in East Texas, who I can't stand, that has a star on their helmet that aren't in the playoffs right now, that has the overrated quarterback. But we're going to talk about another team that has an overrated quarterback. We're going to talk about those Broncos getting the smackdown laid upon them by the New England Patriots. 45-10. The score was so much let me rephrase that. It was not nearly the score as it should have been.
Oh, most definitely.
You may call him overrated, but he is going to be the starter next season.
He's going.
So what?
Did you hear the quote?
Rex Gross was the starter this year.
Let me get him on that, Big Rube. Did you hear the quote from John Elway? Did you guys hear the quote from John Elway? He said that Tim Tebow would be the quarterback starting training camp.
Yes.
Listen to the semantics of
training camp.
He said training camp. That did not sound like an endorsement for the long haul by the head of the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
John Elway.
Okay,
And let's talk about the game again. We're running out of time for this segment. We don't rush through it, but it wasn't really much to say about this game other than the utter domination by the Patriots.
You know what really they took it personal. You want to know I knew they took it personal? When your boy Tom Brady is still in the game in the fourth quarter, pooch punting. They took it personal. They basically put their foot on their neck, turned it, and was like, "You're done. Don't even come back. We're playing second half because we have to." It was domination that I've really not seen in a long time.
For the record, your man Big Rube called this game. He called the Patriots winning the game. Carlton Banks, Marcus J. both had the Broncos winning this game.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
We all had the Saints beating the 49ers, all three of us.
Yeah.
And we all got it wrong, so we're not looking too good there. Moving on to the Texas Ravens game. Big Rube. Big Rube was the only one that had the Texans. Carlton Banks and I both had the Ravens. Carlton, talk to us about the Ravens and the Texans.
You know, the Ravens game really was closer than what the score says. If those 2 turnovers didn't turn into touchdowns, it would have been a different game. The defense stepped up and saved Baltimore. I have to say that. Ed Reed had a great game. See, there you go.
Yeah.
He had a great game, although
he
got a little hurt.
He got hurt right at the end.
He'll be back next week, though.
Yeah, they said no MRI was needed. It's just the fact that if, again, defense wins championships.
Why is Joe Flacco making noise on the radio talking about he's an elite quarterback, and he's getting upset about the press that Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are getting? Did you guys hear the interview that he did on the 411 Network?
I did. I heard about I saw some of it. I ignored the rest of it because he just started talking crazy. Until you become to be an elite quarterback, you have to play like an elite quarterback.
He went in this game. He went 14 for 27 with 176 yards.
He's not elite. He's just good.
He's a good quarterback. I made the reference to 12 to 18. 12 to 18 mathematically, when you got a 32 team league, is average.
Yep.
He's right in the middle of the pack. For the most part, he's not going to lose you games, but they're probably not going to win because of him either. If the Baltimore Ravens win this game coming up against the Patriots coming up on Sunday, it ain't going to be because of Joe Flacco. They might lose because of him, but I don't know that I would say that they would win because of him. Now this game was a great game. You know, it came down. There wasn't a whole lot of scoring, particularly in the second half. Basically, the Ravens had it locked up at halftime, but it kind of had you on the edge of your seat.
I thought the Giants were playing. It was pretty slow.
It was a good game.
Well, I mean, anytime you got the Ravens playing in a game, you got to know that you're not going to see a whole lot of scoring. It's not going to be a big time, shootout. The Texans the same. I mean, they don't score a lot of points. It looks like to me the rookie, kind of got a little scared. TJ Yates when he saw the bright lights of the division game playing against a former Super Bowl champion in the Baltimore Ravens. What did he throw? Something like 3 interceptions.
Yes, he threw 3 picks.
Yeah, and again, even himself, he threw 184 yards, 17 for 35. So he's completing less than half his passes. This was an ugly game.
Yes,
but somehow I found myself intrigued by it. I didn't fall asleep on it, I should say.
The question here is, you as Houston, you got to take back what would have happened if Matt Sharp had not gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Because they had already locked up the division when he got hurt, for the most part. I mean, they could have been a number 1 or 2 seed, but they lost like 3 of their last 4 games.
Yeah, they did. Well,
so
the last game of the weekend was the New York Football Giants going into Lambeau Field, playing against the Packers. I'm going to take this one, fellas. I guess
you can have it.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take this one. I did choose the New York Football Giants to win this game, partially as a fan, partially as a football analyst. Both of you guys had the Packers winning this game. I didn't like the matchup. I didn't feel like the Packers were going to win this game, and they didn't. If you watched, you saw the Zebras attempt to assist the Green Bay Packers. What was up with that blown call in the first half with the fumble? I mean, again, I know you guys are not fond of the New York Football Giants, but let's just be football analysts for a second. Did you guys see any reason why that should have not been called a fumble?
Which fumble?
I mean,
I'm talking about the first one. I can't remember the receiver, but they went under the hood. It looked like on video that it was a fumble. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman thought it was a fumble. The guy who does who analyzes the referees, I can't remember, it's Mike Pereira, I think his name is. He thought it was a fumble. The fans thought it was a fumble. I don't want to have sour grapes here, but fellas, as football analysts, forget your fanship for a second. Do either of you guys think that the right call was made?
Didn't see it. I don't think that's my opinion. Green Bay lost that game. Green Bay, whoever was calling the offensive plays in the first half should have been fired at halftime, because between bad plays, Green Bay has no running game.
Was it a fumble?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Okay. Carlton, was it a fumble?
If it's the fumble you're talking about, where was it Randall Cobb running it back on the kickoff?
No, it was a screen to the right side of the field, the side of the field that would have been coming towards the screen, and what it looked like was the ball got knocked out of his hand. I believe it was Antrell Roll that knocked the ball out of his hand, and the ruling on the field was that his ankle or something was on the ground, when clearly the replay showed that no part of his body was on the ground. And this could have been a turning point in the game had the Giants not won this game, and you add that to the incredibly bad call where they called a roughing the passer on Osi Umenyiora hitting
I saw that
hitting Aaron Rodgers.
You know you can't
they called it on the
that.
field. The call on the field was a helmet to helmet when the replay showed there was no helmet. It just seemed to me the Zebras scored 14 points, the Packers scored 6, and the New York Football Giants scored 37. Utter domination. The only reason why the score wasn't even worse than what it wasn't closer was because the Giants clamped down in the second half. In the second half, they clamped down, and they completely shut them down in the second half. It wasn't for Aaron Rodgers running for a couple of plays up the middle, when the linebackers were helping out the secondary, which is the weak spot of our defense. Aaron Rodgers on a couple of third downs was able to run for 4, 5, 10, 15
Yeah,
yards.
I saw that.
He
That was
ended up
kind of
getting
crazy.
like 4 or 5 first downs.
Well, I didn't see the first quarter. But apparently the Giants did something to the receivers, and it scared the bejeebus out of them. They were dropping passes like it was a hot potato. And they have never dropped passes like that. They would drop passes like they were getting paid.
Michael Finley was dropped like 4 passes that were guaranteed.
My boy dropped a touchdown pass. And I was just like, really? Everybody's dropping passes. It was just terrible. But the New York Giants won. And I can't be mad at that. They won the Lambeau Field, did their work.
We're going to talk a little bit more about the New York Football Giants. We're going to talk about the performance of Eli Manning. We're going to talk about all of this is Eli elite talk. There's some people that's hating on Eli. They don't think he's elite. Clearly, they're not watching the football games. Ain't no half-step in Marcus J. We'll be back with Corey Turner back from the first segment. He's going to break down San Francisco Giants versus, I'm thinking baseball now. San Francisco 49ers versus the New York Football Giants in the NFC Conference Finals. We'll be back in about 3.
Got your idea from, but soon you start to suffer. The tuna get rougher when you start to stutter. That's when you had enough of fighting. It'll make you choke. You can't provoke. You can't cope. You should